Texas is an absolute wagon right now. They are a force. Okay, what we saw them do to Michigan in Ann Arbor, I think a lot of us are like, well, yeah, Michigan's down. That makes sense. I could see where they're struggling at quarterback, and there's some things that Michigan just doesn't have right now that Texas does have, and that's why the game went that way. And that's not untrue, but I don't think at the exact same time we should just dismiss the way that Texas won that football game and also the path that they have taken under Steve Sarkisian to get to where they're at right now. Because we said it in the offseason. If Steve Sarkisian puts Texas back into that tier 1 level of the college football landscape, and that's where they were in the preseason, they definitively are there after doing what they did to Michigan. He has, I think, proven he's not just like a good offensive mind or just a play caller. Like, he is a builder. He is a program builder. And he has killed all the narratives around what Texas used to be. Because remember, it used to be, well, the culture is bad. I don't know if you really want to go coach there. Can you win there? Are the kids motivated? It's Austin, all these things. And you're like, y'all, I've now seen Texas 2 years in a row go on the road against what I would consider to be good football teams in Alabama and Michigan and just handle business. I mean, have their way. That game last year in Tuscaloosa, we were there. We were on the field. They could have scored again. And that was a team that made the college football playoff in Alabama. Like, that wasn't some slappy Alabama team. Michigan, say what you want about their offense and say what you want about their quarterback situation. There's no way around it. They're still figuring that out. That defense now, it's got multiple NFL draft picks. Not like one or two. Like, they will probably have 3, if not more, on that defense. All right? So that's not just some slappy operation that Texas went out and scored over 30 against. The culture, to be able to go on the road, handle that moment, that's massive. Last year, I said the culture. They lost their starting quarterback. Let's pack it in. No, found a way to win. Found a way to be gritty. They handled success well last year. They handled failure last year. Losing to Oklahoma. Like, I'm in on the culture now that Steve Sarkisian has installed. Texas Longhorn fans, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. We have had a lot of y'all join this college football sicko community over the course of the last few months. We appreciate you for that. Big year for your Longhorns. We appreciate y'all for being subscribed. Also used to hear, man, Texas not that tough, right? Like, they're all there for what Austin has to offer, for the blue check mark on their Instagram, for wearing that logo. Like, they're not really about that life, playing in the trenches. Y'all, they bullied Michigan. They went out and bullied the bully of college football from a year ago. I don't care who they lost. They have 2, I believe, first-round draft picks, if not top 3-round draft picks, on the defensive line, in Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham. And Texas had a plan now to try and wear them out, but also, like, they ran the football really effectively. Give them credit for how tough they are internally as a football team. You also heard they're not going to develop. They can't develop. Go to Texas. If you're a 4 or 5-star cat, you'll never be heard from again. They had 11 NFL players drafted last year. Everyone was talking about what Michigan lost and how they had 13 players drafted, and that's true. That's 100% true. But Texas had 11 that they lost and went out there and whooped them. Now, Texas brought back their quarterback and their head coach, so let's not dismiss that. But I'm just saying now, what they have internally, the way they've built that roster from a recruiting perspective to have the talent base to draw from for guys to step up, that matters. That deserves attention. Like, they were down to, at one point during that game when Jaden Blue got hurt, 2 scholarship running backs, 2 young bucks, Jarrett Gibson and Quintravion Wisner. Guy I covered actually when he was playing high school ball in Waco. They were fine. They were more than fine. They were ready for the moment. Both played well. Like, what do you want me to say? That I think is a mark of the way that Steve Sarkisian has recruited and built this talent base at Texas. And then also not just the way they've recruited at the high school level, the way they've replenished through the portal. You got transfers making plays. Guys that got there less than a year ago. You got Isaiah Bond making plays, Matthew Golden making plays, Andrew Makuba on the defensive side at safety, the transfer from Clemson making plays. Like, guys are arriving at Texas and elevating their game. That matters. That's culture. That's your staff. That's evaluations. That's allowing your personnel to be maximized by your scheme. Not everyone does that effectively. Whenever a transfer doesn't have success, we're very quick to say, they missed on the transfer. Are we sure? Because a lot of these guys are talented. I don't know if you miss on the transfer as much as maybe the transfer misses on you in some sense as well. Not something we're seeing right now at Texas. So give them credit for that. Now, here's the takeaway I had leaving this game. And I don't want to do like a Texas-Michigan recap. I just want us to have like an overarching conversation around Texas right now. I think Texas has proven now they are more than capable of playing the brand of football that will be required to win a national title. Now, will they do it? We're going to find out. But Texas, we always knew they could play that scoreboard game. Like, we knew if it was, hey, first to 40, first to 50, we'll see where the chips fall. But, like, I like Quinn Ewers. I like Steve Sarkisian. They're going to be in that game. But they have now re-solidified after losing 2 All-American defensive tackles. They're going to be able to play that time of possession game, that grind it out, that bully ball kind of game. And they didn't have to do that quite as much against Michigan, but the fact they were able to hold them to 82 yards rushing when Michigan is a smash-mouth kind of football team, we should take note of that. Now you got to carry it over week in and week out. And when Georgia comes to town October 19th, we're going to learn a lot. But, like, let it be known, Texas is not just like a nice story for week 2 like they were last year. They were more than a nice story last year, but you hear what I'm saying. Texas has, like, real sustainability to go win the whole darn thing. And I think we should take note of that after what they did out there in the big house. So Texas, yet again, a wagon. Give Sark a lot of credit, not just for being a play caller, because he was in his bag now in that game as well, but give him credit for what he's built both roster-wise and internally at Texas that has real deal sustainability. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.